Hey, it's a pretty exciting week, isn't it?
Oh, to say the least. Our kids are definitely excited about this opportunity this Friday.
Well, and I was just talking about this. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you're trying to treat practice just as you have the last
Absolutely.
3 weeks. How do you manage that as coaches?
It's hard.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. The intensity level went tenfold, that's for sure. I think across the board, coaches and players, and you gotta keep it like you gotta keep it the same, and because you don't want to change the way people want to perform. But I think our kids they're definitely ready mentally to play the game. That's for sure.
You guys got through those first 3 games, I'm sure, the way that you wanted to. I think more importantly, you don't have very many injuries, right? You guys are pretty healthy, right?
Right now, we're pretty healthy.
Yeah.
We should be going in the game decent. We do have a couple, but that's nothing. It happens. That happened just this week, but we we'll know more on Friday. On those, but I don't know. The last 3 weeks, the only thing I wish we could have had is more quarters. That 50-point rule. I don't like it at all. I really don't. I wish it was something they'd get away from, because like when we hit the third quarter, you want to play your starters as long as you can for a first half for sure, and that way you're getting prepared for games like this one. And there's a lot of our seconds and some of our thirds that we really would have liked to got reps, and so they came out in the second and the third quarter, and yeah, it didn't last long, and so you have kids that, don't get a good chance to get out there and play, and we would have played our thirds the rest of the game if they had just let us, but it happens,
Not much you can do about it, for sure. I was making the comment. Is it fair to say we haven't seen the best of this football team yet through the first 3 games? Yeah.
No. You can still see we're making just green mistakes, and we're getting better, though. I think, without a question, we got better. The last game, it was hard to keep, and that I talked about last week. It was hard to keep the kids focused because they were thinking of this week, and going into that game, it was definitely it was hard to get the kids fired up to go play Highland, and nothing against Highland at all. It's just our kids were looking to Mayfield, and we performed like that in that first couple series. I wasn't very, very happy at all, to say the least. I think I got my first flag ever thrown on me in 18 years of coaching. So, but I tell you what, after that, the kids seen how serious I was, and it changed. I don't know if you noticed that. After that, that was the end of it, and our kids started playing football, and I think they had a 4th and 40 or something like that after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit of probably pulling more from basketball, but getting yourself a technical foul to
get our kids going up.
They
kind of needed it. I definitely went and apologized numerous times to the refs, and of course they apologized too, because they knew they missed that call. There's no question about it. And but the refs aren't going to be perfect neither, as I am, and I understand they made a mistake, and it's just it's football. I mean, there's no way a ref's going to be perfect, and honestly, that crew, they're okay. They're an okay crew, and who knows, we might have them later too.
Yeah. Well, and something else to point out in this game. I mean, you guys obviously didn't play a very good first quarter. You turned the ball over twice. One of those ends up in a touchdown, and you still at the end of the first quarter are up 19-6, and second quarter you're in control. So even though you guys didn't play your best football, it's still a positive to see that the team played as well as they did with maybe not the best circumstances on Friday night. Oh,
absolutely. They overcame a lot. I don't know, these last 3 games, boy, we've had a lot of flags, and I don't know. I don't think we're actually that undisciplined. When I see them, I don't know. What do you tell a kid? It's like, I don't see it, guys. I'm sorry. Just keep working and keep fighting. And obviously a flag comes out, and we got to take. It cost us, but the only thing I do wish on all of this is I really like the Los Lunas game because we got to finish all 4 quarters. I wish we could have. I don't know. The 50-point thing really bothers me, and I don't know.
Now, yeah. What were things that you saw coming out of that game that number one? What did you like that you saw out of the team? I know you said it was hard to get them up for Highland, but offensively, what did you like that they did? Obviously, Hunter had a big game, and so did Kyle and Alex and Julie and those guys.
I tell you what I liked about it is we got the ball to everybody. Everyone got a chance for the ball, and also a chance for a touchdown on the ball. And we Bateman and Carlton really stepped up and actually got into and caught some nice footballs. Hunter, I quit running him. I don't know if you noticed that again. I just quit running because I didn't want to take a chance of him getting another bruised thigh or a shin or anything like that. And so I quit running him, and we just started working our passing game. And our old line, they blocked really good, so they gave Kyle a lot of time. He got kind of hit early there, body slammed there on a late kind of penalty. I don't know what the heck happened there, but I told Kyle it's because he needs to put on more weight. Man, he got body slammed pretty hard. It was pretty funny on film, but I think their old line, man, did they step up? I don't know. I think. Well, this was the best performance by our O-line all year.
Well, and I think Highland really blitzed you guys. I mean, that's the same thing they did last year, and you guys, you had some trouble dealing with that at home last year, and this year I thought that Kyle and everybody handled the blitz well.
But yeah, and I think that is a big difference too. I think that's a great point. I really like teams that blitz now. Last year it kind of caught us a little bit. This year, man, it's a good thing for us because our O-line, Coach Cole. He's done an excellent job on our O-line. Our O-line knows exactly what they're doing and how to pick up certain blitzes, and they're doing a really good job because they shipped a lot of people, and we picked it up. Now we could have kept running some certain run plays to fight what they were doing, but I didn't think that was going to make us better. I wanted to work some other things. So I don't know though. I think Highland. They're going to win some games this year. They are going to win some games. I think Los Lunas is a good team too, and I think Valencia, who knows, they'll probably be in the playoffs by the time it's all said and done. So it's not like they're just the worst teams in the state because that's not the case at all. And I wish it was their homecoming. So
yeah, they were definitely up for that. Yeah. You could tell that was the case. That those guys were.
Yeah, absolutely.
That game.
They were. They came out fired up, didn't they? They did, and our kids did not. So that was it woke them up. Yeah.
Yeah, because they moved the ball. They got the ball first and moved the ball offensively on you guys a little bit in that opening drive.
They did, and then after that, I think our defense and everyone started playing really well.
Well, and the defense again. I know I bring up the defensive line every week, but those guys are just they're playing some fantastic football.
They really are.
The season.
They really are. Our run fits are I'm really excited about it. I am. I think our coaches are doing an excellent job on the defensive side of the ball. We got our personnel in the right positions. We've been obviously covering everything from Mayfield, and we definitely have the people in the right position to make plays. And the fits are there, and practice looked pretty darn good defensively yesterday. I was pretty proud of our defensive practice yesterday. We'll have more today. We'll finish up and what we need to cover on defense today, and obviously we'll keep working on offensive stuff.
Well, in Highland, I thought it was interesting. You guys went with more of a three-man offensive or defensive line throughout most of the game, and you brought in an extra linebacker or DB, and you had Nathaniel out there playing, covering wide receivers, or I can't think of the other. You had another guy in there that was in there.
Corner.
Yeah, Alejandro was.
Oh Torres.
Yeah, Torres was in there playing corner linebacker too.
He played well. He played well. And then we got Silva back full speed now too. Silva was still half, but last game, but now he's back full throttle. Right now, our defense, I don't know, we're pretty stacked defensively. And I don't know. I still think there might be some changes defensively. We'll find out. I don't know. I think defensively, the last 3 weeks they've gave up one touchdown. And it took them 5 plays to get that on the 1 foot line. So I don't know. We're playing pretty good football,
and you've got a good rotation too. I mean, it's not 3 guys that are out there the entire time on the defensive line, or 4 guys. I mean, you've got probably about 6 or 7 guys that are in there that are switching in and out.
Yeah,
so that's nice as well. To have
It is, and we're getting some depth. And today we're going to work a lot more depth on that. I guarantee it today. Yeah. So there'll be some kids that play both sides that normally don't. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so we'll certainly see. Well, let's talk about Mayfield. I was talking with Mark Rudy, who works at the Las Cruces Sun News now, and he feels like maybe Mayfield is, even without Kavika Johnson, maybe they're better this year.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with him. Anyone's told me that, and this is the bad thing. People are like, oh, he's just saying that, but no, it's the truth. I'm not going to blow smoke. It is a fact. I think it's the best Mayfield team I've seen in 3 years, and on film, last year with Kavika, their pass, they were such a run with him, and they weren't the best passing team, and because my gosh, Kavika could run anywhere, so it kind of got them out of their passing game a little bit, and this year, totally different ball game, man. They throw the ball really well and they run the ball really well, and so they are a full rounded team. Defensively, I know they've gave up some big points, but they've played some pretty darn good teams offensively and going into this game. And I think it's the best team I've seen of Mayfield for a while, and we'll see. It does. It does. And and on that same thing too, though, I think I talked to the Coach Bradley yesterday on the phone. We're talking stuff, but he said the same thing. He said, "Coach, that's the best Alamo team I've seen in a long time." And I told him I appreciate that, but we just got to come out and play our ball. I could tell you one thing. I don't think the confidence is lacking in our kids. That's for sure. It's a difference. One, going in a game hoping you can win, and going in a game with confidence that you're going to win the game. It's huge. It's huge, and especially with 16-year-old kids.
Well, and I think more than anything else, I don't think there's an intimidation factor with this group.
None. No, they're not intimidated by nobody. That I agree 100% with you on that. And I've seen it all summer. Our kids no one intimidates them. They don't feel second fiddle to anybody, and that's our entire starting group. I could honestly say both starting offense and defense. There ain't a kid on the field that feels that they're second fiddle to anybody.
And I think that's what Mayfield has a lot of times, is that they have an intimidation factor when it
Absolutely.
comes to other teams out there.
Oh, heck yeah, they'll bring 110 kids, and they do that, and yeah, they do.
That's a part of it. I know a lot of people feel like it's not that big of a deal, but it does
with
have
16-year-old kids. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
certainly. Let's talk about you guys offensively. Hobbs obviously was able to put up some points. We know what Franklin throws the ball all over the place.
Yeah,
so
they do. They do.
Those lines.
They do.
Can you take anything away from what those two teams in terms of being able to put the points they did to apply it to what you guys do, or not necessarily apply it, but feel like you guys have some advantages out there against Mayfield's defense?
Well, I think it's the kids. Obviously, we all watch film a lot, and that includes my players. So my players, it was nice. Players are texting me all weekend nonstop, just telling me this, and it's nice to know our players are watching the film and seeing what they want to run. And I listen to that stuff. I do. I think as a coach, I want to make sure my kids are comfortable in what we're calling. And so obviously this week we've been working some of those things against what Mayfield's going to run against us. And Mayfield hasn't changed. They don't change. They're going to run their defense the same way. And why wouldn't they? I mean, my gosh, they've been successful doing it for years. So. They just got, they try to man up with you and just try to out-athlete you, I should say. That's kind of what they do. And then they have maybe 2, maybe 3 rotations of those players, and they just nonstop rotating. And I guess when you have that numbers of kids, you can do those kind of things. But I think offensively, I think we'll match up. We'll match up just fine. Obviously Kyle, he's going to have a big game this week. There's no question about it, and I think he's ready. That's for sure. He feels pretty confident in what we got planned, and he can't wait. He wanted the game to happen Monday. We'll see.
Well, and I think that's what's scary about you guys, is because you're multifaceted offensively. They can't really take one thing away and force you to pass the ball, because that's going to hurt him too. And the same thing with Hunter. You guys are going to be able to run the ball on him.
Man,
too.
Isn't Hunter something else? He's something to watch. I tell you, that kid is. He's exciting to watch, but it's so true. It's pick your poison, as I tell, and we do. And the thing is that so people you'll see people start overloading to Alex and Julian, and that's fine, because I guarantee Bateman and Carlton will do the same thing on the other side. I don't know. And then if they want to stack the box, that's fine. We'll throw that ball around. If they want to try to guard the pass, then we'll see what Hunter can do. And so, I think us saying about them, they're bringing a full. They could pass well and run well. I think that's the same thing for us. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's for sure. Size-wise, do you think you guys match up pretty well in the lines with them?
They're big.
Yeah,
they're no doubt. I think they have a couple kids. I don't know. I don't know how big they are. 6'5", 6'6". They're huge. They're huge, but it's exciting to watch. Because you look at our kids, and when we watch a lot of film. We do. I watch a lot of film with the kids. We watch a lot of film, and I tell you, no intimidation. It don't matter if they're 7 foot. It's not gonna. Our kids aren't gonna back down. That's for darn sure. So, and I don't know. We'll see. But are they huge? Yeah, they're big. They're big, and we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, and it's speed and desire are two of those things, and you guys have
Yeah.
quickness on that line. And
Well, look at Alex Rivera. He's not huge, and man, the kid's something else, isn't he? Not was he not fun when every time he catches a punt or a kickoff, you're like, oh, you can't take your eyes off it because is he gonna do it? He's gonna. Well, he's I don't know. He's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Alex and obviously Julian, and we've talked about all the wide receivers, and then a guy that maybe hasn't gotten the opportunities that much just because Marcelo, if he gets some opportunities in this game,
and who knows, this week he might.
Yeah,
he might get a love on the offense because Marcelo is. To say he's a good receiver is an understatement, but boy, is he now that he's just going one way, his safety play is. I mean, he was always good. He was an all-district player last year, but he's a whole nother world now that he's just playing one way. Holy moly, he'll cover that field in a hurry, and when he does it with an attitude. I mean, so Marcelo's. Yeah, he's definitely one of our MVPs of our team.
Yeah, and I think he unfairly got flagged a couple of times in that.
Yeah, they were pretty.
That second hit, it was as textbook a tackle I think I have ever seen.
I agree. I agree with you, and it's sometimes I think they're again they're human, and I think they sometimes they forget that the ref the game instead of trying to keep a game kind of competitive.
And I think erring on the side of caution as well. With helmet hits, I'm sure that
it's a big deal. It's a big deal this year, and I know they're really they're cracking down on it, which is a good thing too. Because you want to make the game better and safer because otherwise people can come after football, and I never want football to end. So
yeah, we talk about community support a lot, and I think we all got the feeling that it's going to be a packed house on Friday night.
I think so. I can't go out in community when I do go out. I should say I can't go out without being talked to about this game, about this week, and I don't know. We're looking forward to it. I think our kids. I think we're prepared. I think we're prepared right now. I do. I think today we'll just go out there and clean up anything that we need to clean up, but. The kids have had an extreme amount of focus, and we'll see what happens. Yesterday we kind of started off kind of rough. It was a long practice yesterday. We're covering a lot of stuff, and then they got together and they got on each other pretty hard, and they came out and had a pretty darn crisp practice there at the end. And so I was pretty happy with it. And today's going to be a great practice, that's for sure. And to get a pregame tomorrow, so
it's going to be fun. Really looking forward to it. To have this much excitement, and I've been talking about it all week. Going into a Mayfield game and saying, if you guys play your best, even if Mayfield plays their best, you guys have a great opportunity going out there and winning the game.
Absolutely, I agree with that. No question about it. We've got to come out. We can't give them anything. That's for sure. But if we go out and we execute our plays, which we're capable of, I think we have the athletes on the field that can do it. Let's just say that we're definitely an athletic team, and offensively and defensively. And so we have the personnel. We may not have the depth they do, but we definitely have the personnel. So we'll see what happens.